Okay, so in today's video we're just going to look at tomato planting and pruning. So we're in the polytunnel, and we know from our notes that there are two different types of tomatoes. There are determinate tomatoes and indeterminate tomatoes. So the determinate are the bush varieties which form a bush, and then we have the indeterminate varieties which are also called cordon, which means they need to be trellised because they will keep growing upwards. So I pretty much only grow the cordon type tomatoes, so you can see them all here, and I have them that they'll trail up a string. So first of all, before we go into the pruning and the growth habit of the cordon tomatoes, I just wanted to briefly go through how I plant them. So in one of my videos earlier on, I think it was in April, I showed you how I prepared the bed for tomato planting. So this bed was already prepared, so I just want to use this bed as an example. And again, this bed would have been prepared for the plants that are going to go in it. So, and then it also has a top dressing, you can see here, of a little bit of spent mushroom compost. So when I plant the tomatoes, what I want to do is, because they're trellis type tomatoes, I find that burying the string works better than using canes, but you can use canes. I just find this just is way more efficient in the polytunnels, and it gives really good support. So what I do is I bury the string underneath where I'm going to plant the tomato plant. So normally I put a string on the bottom of the twine, and then I'll just push it down, and if the ground is hard you can just use a hammer, but that just wedges down there, and then I drop the tomato plant. Now this was a late sowing of, it was a green zebra, and the first sowing of them didn't germinate, so I just grew some more there a while back. So you can see they're quite small, but they'll come on later on in the season. So again, what you would do is, this is a nice root ball, it's not pot bound or anything, but it's ready to go into the ground. And you can drop tomatoes, if they become leggy, you can drop them down deep. You can cover up some of the side leaves, and they will form roots there just at the nodes. So don't be stressed if your plants come a little bit leggy, you can drop them deep in the ground. So what you do is you just put it on top of where the string was buried, and then just cover it in and push it down well, and that's pretty much it. And then what I do is I'll tie the string to the overhead wire here. So I have some wire coming down the center of the tunnel, and then I just put a slip knot, because that, at the end, when you have a lot of tomatoes, you just go through at the end of the season, then you just pull out the slip knot like that. So that's pretty much what I do for just for planting the tomatoes. That's it.